Nation, this is the Loyal BBN Fan Show. Me and Miss Lee's here tonight. We got some very good topics to talk about. We're going to be talking about some practices. We're going to talk about basketball players. It's here on campus right now. One's is going to be here. Miss Lee, everything is going great for Kentucky basketball right now. I love it so much. I'm still interested with the football, and we'll talk about that a little bit later tonight on this show. It might not be a very long show. We're just going to keep it a compact show, keep everything going on. And how was your week? Everything's going good?
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a great week. I'm so super excited for basketball to start. It's getting closer, like we keep telling everybody every single time we have another show, we're 1 week closer.
Exactly.
Speaking of, I got to tell you.
Yeah, I
So
want to hear
I
about. I
joined
want to hear about this. Yeah.
so I joined the BBN United,
Hmm.
as you know. Well, they've been having contests where you can enter the contest and like you can win autographed merch, like an autographed football, you can win things like that. Well, I got an email today. I won two lower level seats for Big Blue Madness.
Wow, that's
I
great.
am super stoked. I've only been lower level a couple times, like when we played the Dominican Republic, and then there was an all-star game. But for Big Blue Madness to be lower level, I am super stoked. It's supposed to be crazy good this year, better than last year. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm not going to be like a Debbie Downer, but this year they're not going to allow anybody to camp out for the for the tickets and everything. And I'm like, that kind of like just brings it down. That all the renovations they had going on with Memorial Coliseum and everything was why it hindered everything from campouts. But this year they're not allowing that, and this year it is at 6 o'clock on the 11th, but it's going to be on SEC Network Plus. So you're going to have to subscribe to be able, I mean, unless you have the ESPN network. Yeah.
Yes, if you have ESPN app, you get both the SEC
Yeah,
network
yeah, you
channels.
get you get them, but if you just a regular subscriber on a local, with your cable company, you'll have to, I guess, actually pay a little bit more to get the ESPN Plus.
No, you just log in with the ESPN app using your cable company, and it'll be
Well,
one of the
yeah,
selections
it
you get
could
at the
be something
bottom.
like that, but yeah.
But you said that they weren't doing the camp out this year. They haven't done the camp out for years.
No, they haven't done it for years, but I heard they thought about bringing it back this year. But it kind of I love that atmosphere where the players, Mark Pope and them, they could go out and give them breakfast, give them pizzas, things like that. That just made it great. Even the fans or the students just walk down and see all the players, and they was camping out. It was a great atmosphere. I wish they'd bring that back.
My old self even camped out overnight. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, we had like we was talking about Anthony Thompson. He was here today. 6'7". He's number 6'7", 6'8", number six player coming out of 2026. We're recruiting. He's from Ohio. I don't know how how the adjustments of Mark Pope is doing with the different recruits that is coming in with all the different recruits we're gotten in. And then this weekend, we're going to have Cam Williams, our second maybe Cam Williams is going to be on campus this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So recruiting news is doing good. I believe we are real set. I mean, there's a lot of players that Mark Pope is looking at. Don't think that we're going to get them all. We're going to get some, and we're going to get the good ones that he actually wants for this team.
I agree with you. And, we're not going to get them all, which we don't have room for them all.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have room for all the ones he's recruiting anyway. So you go for 12 and hope you get four out of that. I That's the
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
way I
I mean,
can.
I can see we get 2, 3, and then maybe use one other one as a using it for the portal transfer in the spring. Different things like that. But right now I'm not putting any. I got a good feeling about Tyron Stokes, but still that we got a little bit of time between now and the end of November going into or the end of October going into November with him, with his situation. But
Right.
the big news right now is we are actually practicing 20 hours a week. We're going 2 a days, 6 a.m., 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They're doing film studies in the afternoon on what they have practiced on through that day and trying to get better for the next day.
Yeah, the videos that have been coming out of them practicing are amazing. Like the ones where they're hitting all the threes, each one shooting from different areas and hitting those threes. Like, I love seeing it. It just makes you excited. It gives you a preview of what's to come. I couldn't imagine going to two practices a day, trying to do classes, trying to go study films and do all that stuff every single day. So I give it up to these boys. I
Yeah,
really do. They got more than I got. Even back then, I don't think I could have did it at that age.
yeah, getting, they're up at 6 and they're up probably at 5, eating, breakfasts. Then they start practicing at 6, and then they're probably done by, I'd say, 7, 8. I don't know how long the practices are going right now because they got 20 hours a week. He can distribute it however he wants. But, then they got classes, and then they come back at 2 o'clock, they practice. And then they might have a late evening practice, or I mean, a late evening class, and then they're going to eat, and then they get together for studying the film of what they had done that day. So right now these players have a lot on their schedule, a lot on their plate. They are not expected to do anything but college basketball practice and their schooling right now.
I mean, that's where we want them to be concentrating. We don't want them to be all over the place. I like the structure. I like the way Mark Pope has this set up.
Yeah.
I do. I'm really liking his structure.
Well, they was showing the two teams that's actually practicing against each right now. The white team, they've got Jalen Lowe, Jasper Johnson, Brandon Garrison, Trent Noah, and Jelly is on the
Mhm.
white team. I heard one of the assistant coaches now, they're calling Jelly the Croatian gangster. And that was one of the assistant coaches. He's calling him the Croatian gangster. But I heard that he has kind of struggled a little bit, but he has picked everything up. And they said basically that's because he wasn't here all summer long. And it's just taking him a little bit time. And they said, don't worry about him. He's going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean, he came off of playing and came here.
Yeah.
It's just an adjustment, because some of the rules are different. Some of the things you can do, you can't do, and and as far as his personality, like playing against grown men in Croatia, he's an aggressive player. He's physical
Yeah.
because you have to be or you just get stomped.
Hmm.
So I'm looking forward to him. I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah. The blue team, they have Aberdeen, Colin Chandler, Cam Williams, Mo Diabate, and Malachi Moreno. And the blue team, they said the blue team's holding their own on the white team. And it's just, I mean, the only two players that's not actually, playing right now is Otega and JQ. But Potter and Hawthorne is substituting in with the blue and the white team. So you
Right.
got basically two starters on each team
Yeah.
right now. So it's got to be great. I wish I had I wish I was on a fly on the wall, being able to watch some of these practices.
Oh, I do too. And especially like you said, when they're, turning around and they're subbing in, Potter and Hawthorne, it gets them in there too. We've got some height, that they're actually getting to practice against some height now, which we really didn't have a whole lot of that before. So I think
Hmm.
that's huge. And I think the subbing in, I think it gives Mark Pope a chance to see which guys work better together to build up for the opening of the season.
Yeah. Uh, what player do you think is going to have the breakout season for this team. It doesn't have to be the starter. It don't have to be somebody coming off the bench. Which one on this team? I know me and you have talked about this player a lot, but this is one of the players I think kind of is going to have a breakout.
I'm thinking Cam Williams.
You're exactly what I'm thinking too. He's gonna be one of them breakout players. I think he could be the replacement for Kobe Bryant. He's
I I think so too. His shooting is phenomenal. He can drive to the basket. His assists are great. He's quick getting down the floor. I really see him as having. I think people are going to underestimate him at first, but we know better.
I know better. All the the reports from practices hitting 10 shots in a row, and that was not documented just by some person. It was by the players. All the players actually said he hit 10 straight shots, whether he was wide open or he was being guarded. He was hitting those shots in the practices.
Did you see the half court shot he made the other day? The
Yeah.
video. He said, "And it's in," and he walked
and
away.
and walked away. Yeah.
But I really do. I think he's gonna be one of my favorites this year. I think he's really gonna do some big things.
Yeah, I do too. I know we're about a week, maybe a little bit less than a week and a half from Ortega being back on the court. I mean, I've seen him in the background. He's got a basketball in his hand. He is actually, getting up shots. He's doing things. It's just a precautionary, thing with his turf toe. But once he gets back into practice, that's going to be, so much better practice because we got practices all the way up until the Big Blue Madness. So we're going to be a good team.
Yeah, we are. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I've been watching the different time periods of what times we're going to be playing. We're like I believe we're going to be playing. I think it's uh, Michigan State. We got that game as an early game. We're going to be
Hmm.
playing a 6:30 game instead of the late game.
Yeah.
So, and then the St. John's game, that game, we're playing that game at 12:30. So
Yep.
I mean, those are early games. We always kind of talked about. I'm tired of these late games, and then now we're getting some of these early games. I know they said the North Carolina game is going to be a late game. That game is at 9:30.
Yeah, that is going to be a very late game. Like I mean, it won't get over with till after 11, 12. So
And
it's definitely a late game.
and especially with us doing a post game show, we'll be on after the game, so we'll be here, and everybody's excited about that and everything. I know they was talking about one of the assistant coaches talking about the power plays that we're going to be able to get this year with Kentucky basketball, and Pope is real big on power plays. The cuts, the ball screens, the shot qualities versus the quantities. We're going to get way more quality shots than we are going to get quantity shots. We're going to hit a lot of shots that really mean something. We don't have to take a lot of them to get it.
Right. And I really think we're going to have more of an inside game because we've been talking about physicality and how we've got a lot more physical players on the team built different. I really see us having more of an inside game this year.
Well, I believe our offensive rebounding is going to be that much better too, to where when we do miss a three, we're going to get offensive rebounds and be able to kick back out or just take it straight up and go in.
Yeah. And I think another thing that's going to help us is these guys being more physical. I think our defense is going to be better. Like, you know, past years, even last year, the other team puts up the ball, they get the rebound, they put it up again, miss, get the rebound. Like, we got to stop giving them three or four chances to get that basket.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have to be in there. We cannot be hanging out too far out. We have to be waiting for the ball and go up after it.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, you're right on with that. I know I was thinking about this the other day. Who do you believe? I've got three different players that I could put into this, but who do you think our glue guy player is going to be for this team. You know, for everything to stay, you know, keep everything together. You know,
Jalen Lowe.
that's a great pick right there. That's your first pick. My first pick, I had Mo Diabate.
He's my second.
Yeah, and Jalen Lowe would be in my third. You know what my or my second, my third is Trent Noah.
Now, I would put him fourth.
Okay,
And
yeah,
and I would probably put Owe or Jasper Johnson third.
yeah, well, yeah, yeah. That's understandable because they're going to have the ball in their hands. They're going to be, but like you know, Trent Noah, I think he's worked on his defense so much. One of the assistant coaches was talking the other day about how much he has improved on his defense, and he is wanting to be that type of a that stopper. I know he wasn't that great last year. He improved, but this year I believe he's going to be one of those players we can depend on.
Oh, I do too. I really do. I don't think, it they're gonna go as far as they want to go. Like, I think it's gonna be a lot of they need to have faith in themselves and
Mhm.
know that they're capable. Um, I think the freshmen that we have coming in this year are different than the guys we got last year as freshmen. I'm not knocking Trent Noah or, Perry. I'm not knocking them at all. I just think that they were Kentucky boys, went to Kentucky high schools. That's pretty much all they did. Jasper Johnson, Malachi Moreno, these guys are used to playing in the eyeball, the other leagues and Ignite and things like that. And I think that has gotten them prepared for the media, the big hoopla, yes, it's not college ball, but I think they're more prepared because of what they had leading into this than Trent Noah and Travis Perry were coming in.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, Jasper was on. He was a spotlight every game they played. With him playing down there in Atlanta and Marengo here in Kentucky, even during the summers playing AAU ball, and him being on the spotlight for the USA team, the under 19 team in Switzerland. He would have made that team if he didn't get that little hip injury. He was penciled in as being the starting center for that team. He came back to Kentucky. He has put on a lot of weight. He is great. I know. We th- th- our freshmen. Yes, I'll guarantee they're going to be up to up to par. We're going to have a great freshman crew, and they don't have to play every minute. They just can come in and fill a role, and they're going to be great.
The minutes they are going to give us are going to be quality minutes. It's not
Yeah,
going to be afraid to shoot the ball, afraid to pass the ball, afraid to drive to the basket. We're not going to have that this year.
no,
Where last year you could see Travis Perry was scared. You
yeah.
could see Trent Noah
Trent
was
knows.
kind of, iffy, but it's going to be a whole different type of freshman.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
know. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say I think that's do I like having Kentucky players? Yes, but I think that's the route Mark Pope needs to go to get guys that are going to be prepared and ready for the stage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I know Otis. He talked about Rondo, and I wanted to say Rondo. He was there at practice, and he made a statement. He said, "Embrace it. Understand what it means to wear this jersey every night." And Tayshawn Prince was there, and he was doing things with Braden Hawthorne and everything too. But yeah, Mark Pope's bringing these players back, and I believe there's going to be a lot more Kentucky older players and even Calipari players is going to be coming back and helping this Kentucky program because they're starting to realize this was about Kentucky, not the name on the back of the jersey.
Right. And he has had a lot of former players show up. Like
Yeah,
John Wall's been there. Now we got Rondo and Tayshawn. Kat showed up. Like, all these guys getting to talk to this team and give them a heads up and tell them what their experience was like. And yeah, some of the guys have already played, but to hear someone else's story, you might find something in that you can relate to. And somebody might be like, "Oh, okay, well that may be how I get over this, or that may help me with this." I think hearing everyone else's stories is very important. And I like that Mark Pope has that kind of relationship with the former players.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's great for all the players that's on the roster right now, even the players that will be on the roster later on. You know, future players. They're going to see this, and they're going to see some of the players coming back. They're going to see that Mark Pope has a great relationship with older players, new players, every player. He's not discriminating which ones, and whether they was his players or Calipari's players or Tubby Smith players or Rick Pitino's player. It didn't matter. You know, he's here for Kentucky, and he's for all the players that's going to be here for Kentucky.
Oh yeah, for sure. Kentucky is Kentucky.
Yeah,
And Pope even said, when you put on that jersey, that's the highest of standards.
yeah,
Playing having that name on the front is the highest. We set that standard. We set that bar.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of players coming back. I heard some good news about JQ and said that both legs are basically 100%. And said, I don't know how they come up with this, but they said that his legs right now are stronger than 20% of the NBA rookies and uh, second year players in the NBA right now. I don't know how they come up with that. Maybe you know a little bit about it.
It's how they bench, like
Yeah,
what their legs can withstand, how much they can bench press, how high they can jump. Like they look at those measurements and see. So if you look at the NBA players, if you look at their latest jumps, their
their
latest
jump.
bench press, their latest leg presses, and you can compare those, and that will give you
Yeah, they
a
said he is doing outstanding. A lot of people thinks he might be ready by the beginning of the year physically, but do you really think that they're going to play him against the first two games or the Louisville game?
honestly, I think he might get a few minutes just to test his leg.
Mhm.
And because the only way to really tell is if you can actually play on it a little bit. Not anything to overdo it, but
Yeah,
just enough to see how's it feeling, because you can't tell when you're practicing, you can't tell when you're sitting there. So he might get a few minutes here and there to be able to judge, hey, how's it doing? But I don't think he's going to get noticeable minutes or a larger amount of minutes before probably middle of November, end of November. I I just see him getting just a little few minutes here and there.
I see a few minutes here and there. I don't think it's going to be no 20 minutes a game. I think they'll probably wait until like December and kind of like bringing back maybe that North Carolina game full speed. He can get a few minutes here and there, maybe a game before Indy. I mean, the North Carolina game. Maybe he'll play 20 to 25 minutes, something like that. But yeah,
I'm thinking like 5 minutes a game, even
well, yeah,
just
yeah, in the
a couple minutes here at the start, couple minutes here in the first
mhm.
half, couple minutes in the second half, just to get him back in the flow, see how he's doing, and get him back accustomed to playing because he hasn't been for a while.
Yeah, the one thing we don't need to rush him back. I mean,
No,
we've got Malachi Moreno, we got Brandon Garrison, we got Reese Potter, we got three
Braden
good,
Hawthorne,
we got Braden Hawthorne, we got Jelly can move over and play a little bit, Mo Diabate, we got him. We don't have to worry about Brandon Garrison and everybody taking care of everything. We got a lot of different players that can take care of JQ being out for 6, 7, 8 games until we get into the hardcore of the December schedule all the way through SEC.
right? He's just too important to risk
Yeah,
losing
I'm
him. I
Yeah,
would rather see him not play all year and just play in the SEC tournament and March Madness if that's what it takes.
yeah,
Whatever's best for him and the team together, but him most importantly, because it's his knee, it's his leg, it's his ACL. He's the one that's got to deal with it. And we don't want to see anything happen that's career ending. We don't want to see him miss out on another year.
yeah,
So I really think that, like I said, if it meant what was best for him, I would really like to just let him do what's best for him. And I would rather not have him if it meant having him for the tournament.
yeah. Well, I mean, we talking about our centers. I know, Malachi did dunk on Brandon Garrison, but do not take that in a bad situation because Brandon Garrison was right there. He was trying to block the shot. He was playing defense. He did not just say, "Oh, Leigh, I'll let you go by and stand by." He went after the shot. If his hands would have been over just a little bit more, he might have blocked the shot. But that's just him trying to play defense. You're going to get dunked on. All the great players in the NBA has got dunked on. All the big centers has got dunked on by Michael Jordan. All these players. You're going to get dunked on every now and then.
At least he didn't commit a foul and he didn't get goaltending.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, I mean,
he played smart.
he played smart. He played good defense. You're going to have that nobody's going to do that to Brandon Garrison 8, 9 times a game. You might get it one time. That's it.
Right.
But I'm so excited watching these highlights and watching. I don't even watch sleepers. I don't watch all they got so much negative stuff. They want you to clickbait, and then they say something about it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I don't even want to watch you. And so I just keep to my little message boards, and I hear people that tells me a little bit of stuff, and that's it. But I know all the fans are on here. I want to thank Carl, Otis. We've seen them on here. I mean, we're having a great show. We're having a good time. We cannot wait. This coming Saturday, down in South Carolina, 7:30. We are going to have a great show out with
Yeah.
this game. I believe this is going to be a week that we come off of a bye week. We're going to be ready for this football game.
I believe so too. Pre-game, I guess, will be about 6:30 since the game's at 7:30. I believe.
I would believe. I think Mike's
Because we
nodding.
usually
Yeah,
do it an hour before. So, okay,
yeah.
so pre-game will be at 6:30, y'all. I'll be here.
We'll be here at 6:30. We can. I want to bring this up. I thought about this today, and you remember the movie Blindside, and
Yes.
it was Sandra Bullock's character, and she said, "Run the dang ball."
Yep.
That's what Kentucky is going to do against South Carolina. We're going to run. We got three great running backs. A freshman showed up last week. I didn't even know we had, and
Yeah.
he showed out. We got three, and they cannot defend the run, and we are a good running football team. And I believe this year we're going. This coming week, I think we're going to show it.
What's your score prediction?
My score prediction is 24-17 Kentucky.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to go 21-14 Kentucky.
21-14. Well, I'll take either one of those. This, yeah, 24-7. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take any win we get at South Carolina. I'll take it.
Yeah. I don't care if we win by 1 point. I just want to beat South Carolina. And I'm glad Cutter Bowley's starting. I'm glad
Yeah,
he's QB1
I
because
am
I
too.
think he earned it. I think he earned it.
Yeah, I think he earned it. The minute he stepped on the field, and I believe most of the offensive line, the defense, I think they knew that he's probably going to be on the field this time or during this season sometime, and I believe they was there for Calzado, and but now they're here and it's Cutter Bowley's team. I believe this whole offense defense is around rallying around him.
They are, and they seem to play better with him. And quarterbacks do get those relationships with their wide receivers and their running backs. And maybe it's a personality thing. I don't know, but I think they really played well for him last time, and I really think that he earned the spot. And I think he is the best man that we have on the team to go against South Carolina.
Yeah, I believe he's our best starting quarterback right now. Yeah, I would take him for the rest of the season unless something happened. He got hurt. Don't say that, but yeah, I believe he's the best person for the for our quarterback right now.
I do too. I think he's our best hope. I really do.
Now I don't
I don't
know.
have.
Let's. He was saying something. Chandler punched on. Oh, okay. I know. Yeah, he had that one dunk on. It was on Yelovich when he had that one dunk. But I heard today. I didn't get to see it, but uh, Mo Diabate, he had a great spin move and he turned around and he dunked on. But one of the person that he dunked on was in a green jersey, and
I watched it.
yeah, what was the green jersey? Was that one of our
One
players,
one of
or
the
was
walk-ons, I
it,
believe.
it was one of the walk-ons?
It
Yeah,
looked like toe. Toe.
toe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looked like him from the back. But I did see it, and it was an awesome spin
yeah,
move.
yeah. They said they've been doing some great things in practice. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see the Big Blue Madness, the blue and white game, and then the Purdue game, the Georgetown game. I mean, I mean these exhibitions. You got them all over the place right now. It don't mean that these don't mean anything. You're actually playing a real basketball team, and there's that week Kentucky's playing Purdue and they're playing Georgetown. There is like 4 or 5 other teams that whole week is playing great, great teams. So
Yeah,
I,
it's
I know,
it's
I know, I know. BC will be mad at me, but still, we're talking about it's exhibition games. It don't mean anything, but it's a real game in front of a Rupp Arena crowd, and they're gonna want to win this game.
it is not an exhibition game. It should
It's
not be an
it
exhibition
should not
game.
be. No, it should
Should
not be.
not. Look, BC, I'm still on your side with this. We need to talk to somebody to change this.
Well, maybe next year we can get all this changed and there's no exhibition games. You just play straight games. Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah. But,
Peanut, uh, like the UK men's basketball team on Facebook posts a lot of them. If you
uh,
follow them, they post
you,
a lot of those videos.
UK Athletics, I think
You,
they got some on their website.
they do as
Twitter, you
well.
can go on Twitter and look up Mark Pope, where Mark Pope puts out things on his Twitter account.
Right. Well, I don't have anything else, Jimmy.
Well, no, yeah, I mean, we're just going to sit around here, enjoy this week, enjoy the next couple days until we get to go down to South Carolina. And this is going to be a great road trip because I believe we're going to come back with a victory. And this is going to
Oh
be
yeah.
one of the great weekends in football. I cannot wait until we actually have basketball games going on during the week, and then we got football and basketball games going on Saturdays. So
I know. Oh,
we're looking forward to that. But Otis, he's I get my videos on X. So all right, get all those videos, everything. Everybody can do that also. Peanut, thanks for being on here. Miss Leigh, thank you so much for being on here. Thank you, Big Mike, for being in the background. I know 21 couldn't be here, but we thank everybody for being on here. And this will be the last of this will just be the last of our show tonight, but we'll be back on here this coming weekend and go Big Blue.
go Cats.